When you understand personality preferences, you can more readily appreciate the differences between you and the people who are closest to you, such as your spouses, maybe your partner, your children, your friends, even other family members. And in most areas of life, when differences between you and someone else are bothersome or frustrating, you can actually avoid them in some kind of way. But what if that person is your best friend? Or maybe that person's a loved one, a family member, or even your spouse. You'd have to do a lot or lose a lot to walk away from it. So knowledge of personality type allows us to see the differences as those, just as being different, not right or wrong, we're just all different. So instead of labeling someone or putting value judgments on their behavior, you can start to see that behavior reflects their personality type or their preference. And it's not really designed to offend you or frustrate you or make you angry. Many couples can learn to appreciate the differences and even can see them through a humorous light. In their relationships, the ENFP is warm, encouraging, and very emotionally engaged. They connect with others by sharing their feelings and experiences freely. They are expressive with their mates, and they want their mates to openly share with them. They place a great importance on personal development, and they're going to encourage their mates to pursue their dreams, but they want that same encouragement back. They're accepting of their partners as individuals, and they're unlikely to pressure their partners into doing anything or being anything in particular. They want them to be who they are. On the rare occasion that they object to someone's behavior, it's because their values were simply violated. They're very sensitive, they're guarded, and especially when it comes to those very deep feelings. They dislike conflict, and they're able to withdraw rather than engage in a very difficult discussion. They're flexible, supportive, and they're going to find a way to connect. They are very creative problem solvers, and they come up with original ways to compromise in difficult situations. At times they're unpredictable because they will follow their inspiration in whatever it is. They can seem almost as if they're unreliable at times because of this flexibility. And although they're very responsive to a partner who's emotionally in need, sometimes they seem as if their foundation might be just a little bit shaky because they are not very routine oriented. Now, they also are loving to have creative and caring responsibilities and relationships with their mates and with others. And they're going to appreciate and want others to appreciate their unique qualities. With their partner, they take their relationship very seriously, but they also approach it with a very great childlike enthusiasm, almost energetic or energy of a child. They seek and demand authenticity, and they need depth in their relationships. They're going to put a lot of effort into making things work. They're warm, considerate, affirming, nurturing, and highly invested in the health of their relationship. They have excellent interpersonal skills. They inspire and motivate others to be the very best that they can be. They're energetic, effervescence. But at times, their enthusiasm can be a little bit smothering, but otherwise, they're generally highly valued for their warmth and those high ideals. Their strengths are good communication skills. They're very perceptive about other people's thoughts and motives. They're motivational, even inspiring. They want to bring out the best in others. They're warmly affectionate and affirming and fun to be with. They tend to have a great sense of humor. They're dramatic. They're energetic. They're optimistic. They are always looking for a win-win situation, and they're driven to meet other people's needs. They're very loyal and also very dedicated. Now, at times, though, for their weaknesses, they tend to be a little bit smothering, and their enthusiasm might be a little bit unrealistic. They're uninterested in very mundane answers and reasons and matters. They are going to avoid routine and monotony, like cleaning, paying bills. They are going to hold on to a bad relationship even if it's turned really bad. Now remember that since they have that feeling part in their personality, they're going to really dislike conflict and criticism. They may avoid their own needs, and they may constantly look for the perfect relationship and become bored easily. ENFPs are warm, considerate, and passionate partners. They're eager, they're willing, and they want to do whatever it takes to make that relationship work. They're enthusiastic, idealistic, and they're focused on other people's feelings. They also tend to be flexible, and these attributes make them very invested in positive and personal relationships. They want to promote strong relationships in every way, especially creative ways and fun ways. They take their commitments seriously, they're loyal, and they're faithful. There are a couple of different and difficult areas that apply for the ENFP. One is that they might have a problem leaving a bad relationship, and they're going to internalize the problems and take them on their own shoulders and believe that the success or failure of the relationship was their fault. As perfectionists, they don't like to admit defeat, and they're going to stick with a bad situation long after they should have left. When they do leave the relationship, they're going to believe the failure was their fault and that they should have done something. However, on the other side, they may have a difficult time staying focused and following things through to completion. And if they have not focused on their ability to follow through, they may have problems staying in those monogamous relationships. They're so in tune with all the exciting possibilities of what could be, and fantasies and imaginations, and things that could be better somewhere else. So if they're not paired with a partner who enjoys new experiences or shares that idealistic enthusiasm, they may become very bored. And a bored ENFP is one who is not focused and unhappy and will eventually leave. Since the relationship is central to their life, they'll be very hands-on and involved with their intimate relationships. And they may be in the habit of constantly asking their partner how they're doing, what they're feeling, even if this behavior is a little bit smothering. They also want to have a strong awareness of the health, or maybe the illness, of that relationship. Physically and sexually, they're creative, perfectionistic, playful, and affectionate. They have a rich fantasy world. They're fun and they're creative, and they like to come up with new ideas. They wholeheartedly embrace the opportunity for closeness with their mates, and they believe that sexual intimacy is a positive, fun way to show their partner how much they love them. Now, they need to be given positive assurance and affirmation. And more than one ENFP has been known to go around asking for compliments. They like to hear from their significant others that they're loved and valued. They're very eager, however, and very willing to return the favor. They're going to lavish love and affection on their mates, and they're creative and energetic in their efforts to please. They get a lot of personal satisfaction from observing and watching the happiness of other people's. So it's generally determined to please and to serve the partner in their relationship. A problem area, though, for the ENFP is that they dislike conflict, and they're extremely, even overly sensitive to criticism. Remember, they're perfectionistic, and they believe that any form of criticism is a stab at their character, and it's difficult for them to take. Conflict situations or resources are extremely stressful, and they have tendency just to brush those issues away than to really approach them head on. Remember, though, generally, they're very warm and affirming creatures who are very interested in and have an intense, meaningful, close relationship with their mates. The best kindred souls for the ENFP is the INTJ, INFJ, INFP, ENTP, ENFJ. So let's look at why we have chosen those kindred souls. So our natural attraction to people who share our dominant function, but who use it in different directions, works very well for us. We not only flip-flop that introverted or extroverted trait, but we're also going to flip-flop the judging and perceiving trait. So in this way, the partner that we choose for ourselves is going to have a very different approach to dealing with the external world. But if we're laid back and indecisive, then generally our partner is going to be structured and decisive. And if we're reserved, our partner is going to be outgoing. For all of our apparent differences, though, we do still have a common vision of what's really important in life, and that creates the foundation between these kindred souls. Although we really believe that this model is going to work well in finding and maintaining healthy relationships, it's important to remember that it's only a guideline. Just a guideline to help understand and to give some tools and some ideas of things that value in a relationship. but they're not meant to be followed strictly. So remember that any two well-developed individuals of any type can make a relationship work. And work is the key problem here and the key concept, because there's no such thing as an effortless relationship. So don't use these ideas as an excuse to really dump your relationship.